it's Christy. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be making a card using Avery Elle's Jawsome Wishes. So I've stamped those images out on some Spectrum Noir Ultra Smooth Premium White cardstock with Lawn Fawn Jet Black ink. And I'm going to be coloring with my Copics to match some pattern paper from the Simple Stories Summer Lovin' 6x8 pad. So I'm just going to tuck that under my panel so that I can pull my color palette from that. So I'm going to start by coloring the shark, and I'm going to use some neutral gray tones for him. I'm using N1, N3, and N5. So I'm starting with the N5 and laying in some shadows wherever I think they should go, wherever a body part overlaps another body part, like where his right fin is overlapping the side of his body. I put a shadow on either side of that. And then I'm going to come in with the N3 and start to pull out that darker color and erase that line by going right over the very edge of it with this mid-tone, the N3, and just pull that darker color into the center of the image. And then I'm going to come in with my lightest shade, which is N1, and I'm going to create some highlights by repeating that process, just going over the edge of that N3 and pulling that mid-tone into the lighter areas and then filling in all the rest that I want to be colored in with this darker gray combo. Once I've finished that, I am going to go over this a second time. This is something that I do almost always, and especially on larger images. It just really helps your blend to smooth out, and it also increases the saturation of your markers because you're adding that second layer of color right on top of the first. And it's pretty quick and easy to do because you've already mapped out where you want each color to go. So all you have to do is just go over that one more time. So I'm doing that really quickly, and you can see that the blend on him is so much better than it was the first time around. I definitely recommend doing a second layer if you're not happy with the first one. Then I'm going to move on to the white parts of his belly and flippers, and I'm going to color those in with N0 and N1. So I'm laying in the shadows with the N1, just kind of outlining different parts of his body to create a bit of definition there. And then I'm going to blend that out with the N0, and the N0 is actually then my mid-tone, and the highlight shade is just the plain white cardstock that I'm going to let this color fade into so that we will have some white area so that it really does look like a great white shark. And to help that transition smooth out a bit, I am going to go in with the colorless blender, which is the 0 marker, and just go over the very edge of that N0. And then I'm going to add some rosy cheeks to my shark using R11 and R20. So now I'm going to start pulling colors out from the pattern paper. And the first thing that catches my eye is that large sunshine, and it's kind of like a golden yellow. It has kind of an orange undertone to it. So that's why I went with the yellow combo that I chose, which is Y11, Y13, Y15, and Y17. And I'm going to color the base of my cake and then one of the stripes on the party hat with that. And I also colored in the candles with the Y17, and now I'm switching to the hot pink combo that you see on the popsicle and also the squirt gun. And for that I chose RV13, RV14, and RV17. I'm going to do the frosting on the top of the cake and just keep those shadows on the right hand side and the highlight on the left. And then I'm going to do another stripe on the party hat, and I'm going to keep the shadows the same on that as well. And then I'm going to switch up to a red combo, so I'm pulling out that lifeguard shirt and also that red and pink polka dotted bikini So I used R24, R29, and R39. This is a deep, rich red, which I think matches those images quite nicely. So I'm doing my balloon with this red combo, starting with the R39 to create a shadow, and then I'm blending that out with the R29, and then filling in the rest of the balloon with the R24. And on that one, I moved the shadow a little bit to the inner part of the right hand side to help it look more transparent and, you know, have that rim light on the outside edge. And then I also did another stripe on the party hat. And then I'm pulling out the denim shorts and the ball cap that are in the pattern paper with B24, B26, and B29. And I'm going to finish off the party hat and also do the candles on the top of the cake. And then I'll trim these images out with their matching dies. Next, I've taken one of the Lawn Fawn large stitch rectangle stackables and die cut a piece of MFT snow cone cardstock. Then I'm using the Lawn Fawn stitch wave borders to cut out a piece of Blue Jay, Peacock, and Mermaid cardstocks. I'm going to take the mermaid piece and pop that in my MISTI so that I can stamp a sentiment on the bottom of that using Lawn Fawn Blue Jay ink. And I'm going to stamp out the sentiment that says, "Have a totally Jawsome birthday." And that's stamped out perfectly the first time, so I'm going to pop that out and set it aside. And then I'll insert my card base, which is another piece of the snow cone cardstock. And I'm going to use the same ink to stamp on the inside of the card using the shark again and some waves and the sentiment that says "Snappy Birthday Wishes." This time I did stamp it down again to make sure it was nice and bold. Now I'm ready to start assembling my focal panel. So I'm going to start with the Blue Jay piece of cardstock. I'm going to add some liquid glue to the back of that. I had a little bit of a clog, so I just used the pin to loosen up the nozzle, and then I'm going to glue that down to the snow cone cardstock piece, which is going to be the sky. And then on top of that, I'm going to layer the peacock piece, and I'm only gluing that down at the very bottom because I want to be able to tuck my shark in between those two waves. And then I'll take the mermaid piece and add that to the bottom of the peacock piece. So I'm just lining those all up and making sure everything is on there nice and straight. And then I can bring in some clouds, which I have die cut using the Lawn Fawn Spring Showers dies. So there are 3 different size clouds in that die set, and I've used the 2 smaller ones. And I'm going to glue those down so that the 2 largest ones, which are actually the medium size, are hanging off the panel. And then I'll add the smaller cloud in between. I'm going to give those a few seconds to dry. This glue does dry really fast, and then I'm going to grab my Cutter Bee Teflon coated scissors and just trim off the excess. Then I'm going to go back to my Simple Stories Summer Lovin' pattern paper pad and find a complementary print that is going to go well with that. So I'm just flipping through and finding something that I think is going to stand up nicely to it and not add even more distraction, because there's a lot going on in that base print that I used for my color matching. And so I liked this blue and white gingham, so I pulled that out. I also pulled out this polka dot. I thought maybe I could pull in a third pattern, but in the end I decided it was too distracting from the focal images, so I decided to just use the 2 prints, and I have trimmed those down using the Lawn Fawn large stitch rectangle stackables again. So the one I use for the pattern paper is the largest die in that set, and the one I use for the focal panel is the second largest. So I'm just making sure that that is on there nice and straight. It was a little bit twisted to start off with, so I just peeled that back up while that glue was still wet and made sure that the corners aligned nicely, and then just smooth that back down into place. And then I'm going to grab the aqua and white gingham print, and I'm going to run that across the center of the card, just a little bit low of center. And then I've added some foam tape to the back of my focal panel, so I'll peel off those release papers, line that up in the center once again, and press that down into place. And then I can bring in my images. Like I mentioned, the shark I wanted to tuck in between the top two waves, so I'm just kind of figuring out where I wanted him to go. I want him to be leaping out of the water in this celebratory pose as he is bearing his gifts of his balloon and his birthday cake. I'm going to put the balloon in one fin and the cake in the other. And then, of course, I've got his little party hat, which is going to just take him over the top. So I'm going to add that on top of his head. And then I realized that his mouth looked kind of empty, so I decided to color that in, and I'm going to use R20, R22, and R24. So it's kind of like a combo between the balloon and the color that I put on his cheeks. Then I put the R24 down at the bottom and toward the back of his mouth, blended up with the R22, and then filled in the rest with the R20, just carefully going around his teeth and also making sure to leave a little sliver of white cardstock on the left to match the white cardstock rim around the whole image. Since this card is more masculine, I decided to keep the embellishments pretty simple. I just did a little trio of clear droplets. I added those with my liquid glue, and once that glue dries, they will look perfectly clear. So there is a final look and another peek at the inside. I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. I had a lot of fun creating with it. I think he is super cheeky and fun. So if you enjoyed it, please be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Ring that notification bell so you never miss a video. I post new ones every Monday and Friday. All of the products I use will be listed and linked in the description bar below. And if you'd like to keep watching, here are 2 extra videos I thought you might also enjoy. You can click on either one to check them out. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. Have a great day. Bye-bye.